month of love is ending, that's February, and then we're going to enter the month of our country, which is March, our heritage month as we call it. And here at Citi FM and ChannelOne television, we celebrate it to different levels. We declare the whole month Heritage Month, and then we also have as part of that the Heritage Caravan and then the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Everything Ghana, we celebrate it in the month of March. It shouldn't be just in 1 month though, but of course, at least let's start from somewhere. So today on Face to Face, we are celebrating Ghana at different levels, our culture, our people, our food and everything. And who is best placed to do that than the Mamaga herself? She's the Queen Mother, she is a member of Parliament, she's a minister, she used to do other things in the creative space. I am Omaru Sandamado and you're welcome to Face to Face. You're welcome. On Face to Face today, my guest is a member of Parliament for Ketu South. She's minister in charge of a portfolio that is very important to our culture and our heritage. Her name itself resonates that, and today I'm going to try and force a name that she has not said to the public before. The Honorable Abla Dzifa, and she tells me the arrangement must be the Honorable Abla. Abla means the Tuesday born, Dzifa, kind-hearted or cold-hearted, or is it soft-hearted, and then Gomashie. That is the official name. And she tells me there's a private name that she has not made public, Mamaga. Okay, there's also Mamaga because she's also a Queen Mother in the Ketu South Municipality. Mamaga, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Maurice.
What is that name that you have not publicized?
I
don't understand what you're saying.
You do.
I want to know that what's
my English name?
Yeah, your Christian name or English name?
My Christian name. I won't be telling you.
Oh.
And then I have a pet name, and then I had one that was thrown at me by my headmistress in St. Louis Secondary School.
In Kumasi.
In Kumasi.
Ha.
But I went to St. Louis. But I like Abla as my Christian name.
Okay. Because
that's the day God chose for me to be born on. And then 7 days later, they gave me Dzifa. And then, of course, Gomashie.
What does it mean?
Unbreakable God.
Oh.
There's something in the name. I've been telling Dzifa Gunu, I will tell you, I always say that there's something in the name. I think my name just spoken for me. Gomashie, Gomashie now. Yeah,
that's so very powerful.
It's a very fact.
But you still haven't told me your Christian or English name.
But the one just heard me say that I won't tell you.
But I'm your last born. I should be able to squeeze things.
In whom I'm well pleased and I love you dearly.
Yes.
But I am not.
Mommy, I want your name. That's what I want. As a birthday gift. February is my birthday.
Oh, so
don't work. So I should give up. You spoke Ewe, and it's important. Both of us speak Ewe. I speak the different variations. I speak the tongue, which is what I grew up speaking. Then I learned Anglo when I went to stay with my sister at Agbozuma and Avefiarenga. And then when I go with my mother to shop in Asigame in Togo, I learned the Togo version.
Wow.
And then the idea it's not that good.
Yeah, I speak two of them actually.
So World Mother Language Day, that happened on Saturday.
Yes,
it's under your ministry.
It is.
How important is it that we keep our language? I speak to my daughters in my mother tongue, which is a Fulani language.
Okay.
But because of the Englishization of Accra, it's really difficult, especially when you are the only one speaking with them. What does your ministry think can be done or should be done to sustain people's languages? Because languages, some die.
Well, so there are very many levels to addressing this issue. One is that conversations like this, revive the need for us to not put language as an afterthought and focus only on English, because records have shown, and it's one of Professor Nana Jane's projects of advocating for the teaching of a child in their L1, which is the first language, their mother tongue, and it helps them even do better with the acquired one, with the second one. So it has to be that structured. The other thing is also to remind ourselves that language doesn't only communicate a message, but it also speaks to your very being, and also it carries the soul of where you come from. So when I said that my last name, Gomashie, right, and then I said Gomashie, any Anglo-speaking person or flower-speaking person knows that it goes straight inside your heart, and you see the power behind the name. So that's what language does. It carries the soul of the people that speak it, and also of course their belief system and what have you. And then the third one being that it's a medium for communication, and you're communicating not only to say that Sanda is my last born, in whom I'm well pleased in Eba, or in Fulani, or in whatever language, but also that Sanda will know that in Eba we cook. For example, I like the example of sobi because it's almost extinct. Now you don't find it on the market anymore.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, it's a leaf that my mother used to cook palm nut soup with, and it enriches it and makes it, it's healthy. Sobi. Right, I don't know the English thing. You all can go and find it out. Yeah, but that if I use that expression and you come from the area where this food is, then you know it. And guess what? You don't just know it as nourishment or food that you eat, but also that it will lend itself to commerce, business, that you can, if you want to set up the only restaurants in Ghana where sobi is cooked, guess what? All sobi eaters will come there to eat it. And if it's something that is exported for other people to to do stuff with, then you become an entrepreneur in that space. So language and the need for it not to be extinct is very important and must be on the front burners of conversations around education and reform and so on. And thankfully, I know that the Honorable Minister for Education, as he assured me that culture will find a space back in the curriculum, is taking steps, even if it's baby steps. It's some movement into making this conversation a matter that is addressed through education. So I know that he's bringing back Kukwesla Hunter, and I think Dabanli also, and one other. So these steps are good. UNESCO has indicated that languages that are going to be extinct, most of them are from our continent, and it's because of the effect of colonialism, globalization, modernity, and what have you. But you see, knowing that you have a problem is half solving it. So I think that because we know of these things, we need to constantly have these conversations and ensure that we don't allow languages to die.
Does it matter what language I speak so far as I am communicating? Because at a point, it has to be a convergence. So there are people feel that when you speak a certain language, you are frowned upon, you are inferior. So speak a certain language so that you belong, so that you'll be seen as superior. The English language benefits from that a lot in our country. If you are from a language that's not widely spoken, how do you manage to prop up your language? And if you can speak one language that everybody else understands, why do you bother speaking that language of yours? Because
that one language that I speak, or that you speak, cannot carry everything that knowledge has to share to the world. That one language cannot have a word for everything. And language is just, as I said before, is more than just the communication part of it. It is also about the very identity, the spirit, the image, the spirituality, everything around that culture and that language is embedded in the language. And translating, rephrasing in other language doesn't quite carry it. Look, in one of the place of is it Anoa, Amatedu, of blessed memory, I can't remember which of the place it is, when she was talking about the play, she said, for example, if you want to say boy, how do you translate that in some language?
You cannot.
Listen, it has to be a boy.
It's exclusive to your language.
It is.
You can't say it in any other language.
And the listeners and the ones you're communicating to, they get it, because it's something that is shared. It's a collective property. There's a collective ownership.
I have an error version for you. Call.
Yeah, ma.
You can't say it anywhere else.
You can't say it.
It's just call.
And you cannot explain it. But to the speakers of the language, that call can mean so much, and it transmits immediately what you intend, and the recipient hears it as what it is. And your ability to understand the languages that we speak in Ghana makes your transmitting from the one you know to the others that you acquire into a common language makes it richer. Just watch the way in which Professor Isi Sutherland speaks. And she speaks, yes, and she speaks English like fine.
So if it must be done,
it must be done well. Look at Professor Martin Owusu, and that generation. They are the bridge between the immediate past colonial era and my generation, maybe. But that crop of people, there was also Kofi Middleton Mens. Did you ever hear Mr. Mens speak English and Fanti?
It's clear as
it is what it is. Those who learn their own language, their mother tongue, when they learn other languages, they are able to give you the flavor and nuances to their communication, and it's just so delightful to listen to them.
But we go to school from kindergarten or nursery, we are exposed to English and we are told to speak English, and we are taught English. And if we speak vernacular, they write our name in the book of vernacular speakers, and we are lashed. I don't know if that still happens. It used to happen when I was in primary school. Did we not deliberately prop up one language over others? And again, if you speak your local language as if you are not educated enough, how do we deal with that?
It's there has to be an admission that this is the legacy of colonialism, and after the admission that this is what we have suffered, is part of the tragedy of colonialism, then we now have to come to the point where we say, how do we right this wrong? And righting this wrong is one of the steps that the Minister for Education is taking. And before him also, the introduction of Ghanaian languages in schools. That policy was good. The implementation was problematic. You cannot force people in Ghana, where my mother comes from. My late mother was from Teshilenshi.
So you're half Ghana?
Yes. So my cousins are near Ajete, Minganyefe.
Wow.
Yes.
So half Ghana, half ever.
Yes. So you cannot force people in Ghana in the name of its cosmopolitan and decide that you're going to teach just one language because it's easier and many people speak. I mean, cut that out. You know, so the implementation of that brilliant policy has been faulty, but we can retrace our steps and correct it. And I was happy when the whole Baka issue came up. The part I'm not happy about is you trying to hang it around my neck. And
it should be voluntary.
Well, it should be voluntary, but it's also a matter that's deeper than the names on a signboard.
Okay.
The issues that we are dealing with cannot be solved by one word on a signboard. It has to be structured. It has to be systematic. It has to be deliberate. It has to be done to correct the wrong that has been done to all of us. And everybody talking about razor on a board, how does that solve that issue? How does that solve the fact that?
But they're starting from somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, but don't make it don't make the focus on that one word. Bring attention to what is happening generally to communities. There are some churches that move into our various regions, and they travel with their language. and they come there and they find a translator, they will not, they can be posted to that, for example, Aflawu, they can be posted to Aflawu and live there for 4 years and still insist that they don't speak the language. But send these same very people to Germany, France,
no change,
and in 3 months they'll be speaking it. How is it that I'm Catholic? How is it that Irish Irish priests are brought to Ghana? They go into a community and there's a total cultural immersion of these people, and the same mass from beginning to end in the languages that are spoken in the community that is served in. How is that even possible? And you live in Ghana and you speak one language, and then they call you and I tribalistic. I mean, this gaslighting everybody and getting away with it has got to stop.
Well, I speak 7 languages.
Whoa.
I want to speak more than that.
Yeah.
But I do not also forget the fact that there are some languages that are widely spoken than others.
There's some languages that are just very difficult to learn.
Good. I don't know if a language is difficult to learn. I think as a child, if you're playing with it, you pick it up. That's my personal view, and I grew up speaking all of this. There's a view that let's have one language to be our national language, like we see in Rwanda, where there's the Kinyarwanda, or in East Africa, where the Kiswahili is reigning, and that in Ghana we should have one language, which is that something that is possible? Is that something that's allowable policy-wise? Is it doable?
It's not a policy that I will be championing anytime soon, and here's my reason. So the African Union, recognizing the fact that we have vehicular cross-border languages, has created commissions. So you have the Hausa Commission, then you have the Eba Commission, then you have I think Kiswahili and others. So it's languages that are spoken in 1, 2, 3 or more countries. Take Eba for example. So Eba is spoken in Ghana, Togo, Benin, and some part of Nigeria. Eba is a course studied in German in one of the German universities. So you cannot say that because it's not spoken by majority people in Ghana, then it should die. Its death will go with everything else within that cultural space, and that's why UNESCO says brought these languages up, which is why a day has been set aside to be celebrated as the International Mother Language Day. So your mother tongue is yours. And who says you speak 7 languages? Why should we reduce it to 1 because the rest are lazy in learning other people? Well, lazy. Maybe you are not exposed to it.
Or not exposed to it. So if we say, for instance, in Ghana, maybe Twi is mostly spoken. So people say, oh, let's just make Twi our national language. You don't think that?
I think we'll be trampling on the sensibilities of other people and their cultures and their language. And so it's not, as I said, it's not a thing that I'll be championing. I would say that in as much as it is widely spoken by majority of Ghanaians, let it be so. But in that same space, be tolerant and accommodating of other people's languages and their cultures. If you went to, you are not naturally ever, but you speak it.
Yeah.
So you go to Abosmo Market now, and you go and speak Fulani. Maybe somebody will speak it, but you would see immediately when you speak that language to the person that there's ownership. Immediately, something just changes. You go to even the cocoa seller or Veyi is beans. You go to this Veyi seller and you speak in to that person, and they know that you are not from there. There's immediate connection.
Yeah. Or copy Jobo. That is my favorite.
Is it?
I have to take a break.
Right.
But you speak how many languages? Girl,
Fanti.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to take the break.
Right.
Mava.
Okay.
How do you say that in Fanti?
Mokomaba.
Okay. Okay. Mi Yamaba. And then which one do you speak?
Nazoa.
Okay. Danizo. Miya Hamiwara. I'm going to come.
I'm going to come.
But that's not We'll be back. This is Face to Face on ChannelOne Television. I'm Umaru Sandam, my guest, the Minister for Tourism, Creative Arts and Culture. We'll be speaking more about the month of March, which is Heritage Month here at ChannelOne TV, Citi FM, and indeed nationally. Please stay with us. They say this, you should have said bars for me. Then I'll say clack it.
Oh, okay, I missed
Mama, you are no more in here. But it's understandable.
No, but Nana Oyelika has been doing this clacket thing. I wanted to ask her what it meant.
Yeah, clack it.
What are we?
I have no idea. I hear the Gen Z say it, so I say it so that I'll pretend to be young. But
okay, so the Gen Z is in my life. Can you come and explain what clacket the is? Clacket and the bash? Wait, sorry, what is it? Bars.
Mamaka, so there's a ministry we've set up in charge of our culture. That's your ministry. And we are celebrating our culture this month, even though we must do it every time, but at least we start from somewhere. What does it mean to see the culture of Ghana, and how do we celebrate it as a country and also as a ministry? How do you, what do you do about our culture?
Okay, so our culture really, in a very simple definition, would be our way of life. And our way of life includes everything that identifies as Ghanaians, or as Fanti, or as Hausa, or whatever. People say Hausa is not quite Ghanaian.
Well, it is. Our chief imam speaks. Our national chief imam is Hausa. So
I don't know why we even have to go into all of those things, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a language that's widely spoken in
West
Ghana
Africa.
as well, in West Africa too. So it includes our religion, our food, our fashion, our music, our dance, our theater. And you know, our theater is different from Shakespearean theater, for example. Ours will include the drama, the dance, and song. So it's all of that makes forms our culture, and of course the language that carries it. So before the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts was set up, then we had the National Commission on Culture, and its mandate was really to promote our culture as an integral part of the development conversation, that we recognize the power of culture in commerce, in job creation, in identity, and what have you. Then 2013, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama set up the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, and the mandate remained the same, except to say that it brought home all these domains that work together in the promotion of tourism. The 13 agencies under the ministry, each of them has a mandate that takes care of a part of the work that the ministry is supposed to do. So for example, we have the Bureau of Ghana Languages under the ministry, and their job is to promote and protect and project the language. Then we have, for example, the National Theatre, which is promoting our kind of theatre. So the resident groups at the National Theatre are three. You have the dance, music, and drama. Then you have the National Commission on Culture, which is still there, having representation in all the 16 regions because of the Centers for National Culture. And their job is really to identify and elevate the various cultural expressions that we have in everything, in folklore, in science and our designs, in architecture, and all of that. So each of the 13 agencies has a role to play in what we have to do. You said it yourself, it's not what we want that we have only 1 month celebrating us, but we agree that, like everything else around the world, as I said, a day has been set aside for language promotion, so we can have a month set aside for cultural promotion.
You have set Wednesday for the wearing of the fugu or the batakari,
yes,
the smoke.
Yes, because
so that's also starting from somewhere.
It is starting from somewhere. In fact, we started, and you all were like, we're wearing it, we're not quite wearing it. And then, see, when life gives you, they say when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I've rephrased that for myself. When life gives me lemons, I make lemonade, I save the seed to plant, and then I use the zest for my ice cream.
Oh.
So you can decide
what to do
with the situation. So whoever this young person or persons were who decided to mock our president for wearing a blouse, gave me spread their wings for me to fly on. I just jumped on it and said, let's go. And it's good for that, the fashion and the weaving.
Is that what you're holding?
Yes, I'm holding a
this is a piece, this one will be put together to have a smoke.
Yeah, this is what you put together.
I heard you, I actually heard you and watched you on BBC Focus on Africa when you talked about this, and you had it as a gear or something.
I had it as a head wrap, yes, I did. Yes.
So is it Zambians? I think it's Zambians. Yeah. They decided to mock us,
yes, and
everybody was like, yeah, let's do fugu, let's do smoke. Here we decided to wear the smoke and show people that, yeah, this is what we wear. But what's the end game with what your policy decision at the ministry is? What do you want to do?
So
what do you expect? What do you want people to do?
Before we digress to the fugu or go into the fugu issue, is the fact that the month of March, this is where we were, celebrating our heritage, is also the month in which we set a day aside to celebrate Ghana. So we have the Ghana Culture Day. It's on the 14th of March every year.
Not on the 6th March?
No. Okay. So the 6th March is our day, political space. But culturally, the Ghana Culture Forum sets the Ghana Culture Day, and the ministry embraced it. So we work with the 14th of March.
Okay.
And this year, again, we're going to have an emporium of activities, lots of activities at the National Theatre. 14th March. And we're hoping that His Excellency the President will be able to honor one of our invitations and come and celebrate with us.
So where is it happening? Where? Is it going to be across the country or just one place?
So the celebration of the Ghana Culture Day is at one place.
Okay.
But then
at the National Theatre.
But then there's also, is actually 13th and 14th.
Okay.
Then there's also NAFAC that is coming on this year. And NAFAC is across the country in all the 16 regions. But we don't sit aside and say that the Heritage Month or the Culture Month or whatever you want to call it is for only the ministry to do. And it's a reason why we participate in your activities as ChannelOne TV. Let me pause and say kudos to the leadership of ChannelOne TV. What you have done with Heritage Month is going down in history. Nobody can take that away from you as being the champions of the promotion of Heritage Month. And so I want to thank you all for what you do. I know that you're going on the tour.
You're going on the Heritage Caravan.
In fact, it's so sad that I'm not likely to be on the... I'm thinking that maybe I can drive and catch up with you all at one particular point, join for the evening's thing, and then come back. Yes,
nice.
I'm planning to do that.
That would be nice.
Once I get Frima, my daughter Frima, to give me the rundown on where you are going, then I'll see where to come in. But coming back to the food.
But then you join us at the festival, the food festival. You'll come and taste at the Medechi. That will be at the end of the month.
Where?
No, we'll be doing, we do the Back to Your Village Food Festival. So
where would it be?
We do it at the forecourt of the AMA.
Oh, so I'll come.
You've been coming.
Yes.
So you come and then taste.
But I wanted to join you at one point.
No, so that's for the Heritage Caravan. That's just 1 week, 8 days. Yes. When we return, then we do the festival of food, and when you come.
Considering I like eating and I like cooking,
my favorite.
I'll take that invitation.
One of my favorite foods from Volta region.
Yes.
Yake with akpa.
Is it?
I love it, and the hot pepper is really nice. So anytime I go, ask for yake.
Is it? I think I'm one that two strange things that I do. I don't like killiwilly at all. I don't like the taste of sugar in my food. I don't mind if it's in a drink. And then I'm a girl who doesn't flour fish go to the I don't like the keke nabolo. I like a war of any form. And then I want them yellow, I want the day the Galivino Abla Chiamayo. I mean,
so you know what?
Anything I like.
So 28th, 29th of March at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park in Accra. Come. Anything you want, you will get. That is a Back to Village Food Festival.
28th March.
Yeah, which is what caps up the Heritage Month for us.
Okay.
Yes. So we do that. Yes. Let's go back to Fugu. Something that we have been celebrating. I mean, it was not a big deal until it became a big deal, and it has become a bigger deal.
Right.
So you are saying that you want to sell what story with Fugu? So because we already have, and you say it Kente. We see now you have a Kente. Yes,
I say Kete.
Kete.
No, but that's just because I'm Abba. And Abba, we call it Kete.
Kete.
Right. So when I was deputy minister, we saw the need to ratify some UNESCO conventions that had been sitting on our books forever in our sector, because we recognized the work that it could help us do once we ratified it. And one of them is the ICH, the Intangible Cultural Heritage that we ratified, which then now gave us opportunity to go and file, have Kete or Kente listed as a heritage, product, and it's hand woven. And this too is hand woven. So it's just the coming together of those policy decisions that we took, and then the blouse that His Excellency wore, which gives us another level of opportunity to just celebrate that identity. And it's not just fabric. This is just time and passion coming together for commerce. Okay.
Repeat it.
So it's time, it's passion coming together for commerce. So they spend a lot of time weaving this, and the passion is about their culture, it's about their heritage, it's about identity. All of that in the weaving, in the process of doing it. And then after it's done in strips, they take time again to now put them together to get this cloth. And then the bigger it is, then you can have it in other forms. And the people who do all of these things are the creatives. So when the creative uses their culture to produce a product, then you can look at it as trade, you can look at it as commerce, and they all come into the kitty of what we call the GDP of the country. So
we already have the Kente.
Yes.
And now we are promoting Fugu. Yes. Is it not a clash of cultures? It will appear to some people as though we are pushing one culture against another, which had prominence all these years, and suddenly we are pushing Fugu or smoke when we have Kente to push.
But how do you respond? We are bringing everything along. You see, Kete is woven in Agbozuma, is woven in Agotima, Jopi, and it's woven in Bonue and Adamumase and all of these places. So it's for all of us. It's for all of us. But there's a certain ceremonial image that Kente proper brings. And it's very bright and it's heavy. I know that these days they are using rayon and they're making lighter ones. But it is so celebratory in a certain way. But this can be in the office. And promoting this should not diminish the other.
It's not competition.
How can it even be a competition? Competing against what? Ghana is competing against itself. Let's stop thinking tribe. It's negative. It's negative.
Okay.
So you are Fulani,
yes,
right? But you just told me how you like yakake and akpa.
I'll kill for that one. I'm
of her, and I don't even like yakake and akpa. So if me who comes from there, if I wasn't eating it, those who cook it, who should go eat it?
That's true. So
and then you keep those people unemployed. It's a vocation. It's an occupation. So in celebrating, but am I from anywhere in the north that I should be promoting Fugu? So as minister, which we're going to do for some other minister who will now come and promote something from the north?
And then you to promote something.
To what end, really?
But let's talk about the choice of day. You said we should wear it on Wednesday. It's not an instruction, it's a request.
Yes.
Why Wednesday? I wear suit Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday I wear smoke. Thursday I wear suit. Friday I wear African print. Why did you choose Wednesday? Because we already have African wear day on Friday. So how do you decide to let us wear this on Wednesday? Does it not distort in our dressing?
You should be wearing 4 days of African wear and fugu, and 1 day of this.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm coming from the court, that's why.
Well.
And since Speaker Bagman is not in charge of the court, we are still wearing this one.
I'm glad you bring it up. all salutes.
Maybe he would have said we should change and wear.
Absolutely. You're all lucky that he's not the Chief Justice. But not like you'll be wearing fugu and and jumper.
Thank you.
As lawyer.
And he has changed the whole dressing in Parliament. Huh?
And look, when I sit in
by
Parliament
by a single statement
and consistency. He started, and I was thinking he's going to be tired, so no. Like every day, he's become a fashionista of a sort. I don't know, do they use that expression for men as well?
I don't know, but it's fine too.
Even if they don't, I have. The sun will still set and rise tomorrow. It's perfectly okay.
So he's doing a great job with it.
And gotten the clerk's office to also wear their prints, and you see, that's job creation right there.
Yeah, but I still want to hear on the reason on the Wednesday. Yes.
So the Friday wear is opportunity for you to wear anything that's Ghanaian or African on Friday.
Okay.
But to be deliberate about promoting fugu, we had to give it a day. And midweek, I thought that it just looked and sounded right to make it a midweek wear.
Why not put it on Thursday so that at least you know that from Thursday and Friday you're going local?
But my point is, wear your African clothes every day.
You are selling me out. You are speaking to the viewers instead of speaking to me. You want them to know that I'm not getting it. So I
apologize.
You are selling me out.
No, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
It's when you worked in front and behind the camera for so long.
I know. You know what to do with what. Yes. So your point is that ideally it should be Ghana wear throughout.
But that's what keeps the money here. That's what keeps the money in the country. And we're not just promoting tourism for people to just come and see and go, but we're promoting tourism. What are we promoting as tourism? We're promoting heritage, and there's a tangible part and there's an intangible part, and all of it together is what makes tourism thrive. So my point is, you shouldn't even wait for me to tell you or suggest to you that you should wear fugu on Wednesday. You should decide that every day you're going to wear a shirt that's made in Ghana, print that identifies as, because
is that what you do as a minister from Monday to Friday?
Monday to Friday. Now I'm promoting batik tie and dye.
Okay.
So I have it in suit. I have it like a suit. I have it in kaba and slate. I have it in a dress. I have it in bubu. Join me.
But Mamoga, if you say we should wear the African thing, some of the dresses we wear, you can't wear it to the office.
Like what?
I don't know, a comavo, ties. I can't tie a comavo and take it to work or to class.
You've recent. I don't know how he earned the name, but it sounds nice. Osahin, what is his name again?
What does he do?
Deputy. Yes.
Minority leader.
I'm his mother. I'm his mother. Sometimes he doesn't listen to me, but I'm his mother.
Yeah.
He wore kente and jumper to Parliament, and I thought it was beautiful. It's not functional. You may not be able to wear it every day, but once a week. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing it on the thing. Look at other cultures where they are doing very well. Look at the India. Look at the China. Look at
the Arabs.
Nigeria too.
They dress
the Arabs,
the Senegalese.
So why do we need excuses? Why do we need reasons why we should be Ghanaian?
This is Face to Face on ChannelOne television. When we come back, we are still talking culture, but I want to ask our minister to explain to us how we can use tourism to push our culture and how we are using creative arts to push our culture in telling our Ghana story. Please stay. My guest is a member of Parliament for Ketu South. She is Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Mamaga. So in telling the story of our culture, I want us to see how are you using creative or creative arts to tell the culture story of Ghana or the Ghana culture?
Oh, let me applaud all the creators for the amazing work that you do. In one fine example to answer this question is the work that Stonebwoy has been doing. Beam.
To the Ashaiman.
Beam.
The Ashaiman boy. So yeah.
Torture.
Thank you.
Look at his work with Angelique Kidjo.
Yeah, masterpiece.
Masterpiece. The world knows Angelique Kidjo, and she spread her wings, and Stonebwoy stood on those wings and did a collaboration with her. In that moment, he was the most important ambassador for this country. I no disrespect to the diplomatic community, but on that stage, he was Ghana. That is the power of creativity. It was in the language, it was in the message, it was in the people who did it. And you see, I said to you that because the language is spoken in all these countries, then they have this common language that they can create their music around. In recent time, I've paid attention to graduating classes in the US of A. And the students have kente strips around their neck. That's culture. That's the power of it. I don't know who is producing it for them, but it's a job that has been created for our people. And you see, it is only because we brought it to the fore that the foreigners are now enjoying it. There's no one who can tell me that they deliberately promoted jollof rice, okay? But because we love it and it's on every menu, I'm a watcher girl. Me, I'm a watcher girl. I'm not a jollof fan.
Okay.
But those who love jollof, love it so much that they brought it to the fore so often that it's become an identity for our country. So I'm just saying that maybe we loved fugu before, but it was in the background. Now we brought it forward, so many more people are going to appreciate it. If you didn't have a job before, now you know that even if you can't weave it, you can go and buy it and sell. And if you have integrity, someone is going to give it to you to go and sell, make your money, and return their portion, their share to them. So the ways in which we use our culture and our creativity to promote tourism is the fact that people come to Ghana. One, they're either going to the heritage sites or they're coming for a festival, and it's at the festival that you have the full complement of what our culture is and what it lends itself to. So there's music, there's food, there's everybody dresses in their traditional garb when they're going to the festival. Yesterday, as I was traveling back to Ghana from some country I went to speak in, I sat with a gentleman who is coming to Ghana for Africa and Ghana specific for the first time. Why? Because his nephew is marrying a Ghanaian girl. Ohine Pacho, my senior, his grandchild is marrying tomorrow or this Saturday. And the gentleman told me that he's coming early because they say that he has to wear an African wear and he has to do fitting. So is the reason why he came yesterday early, so that today they are taking him to who is going to make the dress. That's the power of culture. That's the power of culture expressed through creativity that now promotes tourism. So all of these people are going to live with the experience of that one marriage they're going to come to. So the ways in which we use our culture and our creativity to promote our tourism has boundless limits. What is important now? We know what to do. What is important now is for government, my government.
Which is what you are. You are the government.
What we do with that power that we have, and it sounds like cliche, but it is what it is.
Do you believe you are using that power well? This government?
We have the power. I think we can do more. I think that we just need to invest, be deliberate about investing in the sector. You have to take that bold decision that we're giving the creative arts, the tourism, culture, and creative arts space this amount of money, renovate all the tourist sites. Of course, Kwame Abuja, thank you. I know that you're doing the roads to some of these sites, and you know, to improve on frequent visitation, people have to have a reason why they have to go again. And so if you've been to, for example, and I've said this maybe on your show, one of your other shows, that if you've gone to the Cape Coast Castle, for example, and you've gone again, then you are in some country around the world and you hear that there's some other exciting thing at the Cape Coast Castle. That's reason for, oh really, when I was there, it wasn't there before. I must go and see this. The reason to come back. So we have to be deliberate about it, and we must be willing to invest in the sector so that it yields the fruits.
Do you get enough money though as a ministry? You don't.
No.
Why? Is it that the government doesn't believe you should get more, or there isn't enough to give you?
There isn't enough to give us. I think I'll concede that there isn't enough.
But the government is committed.
The government is committed. Look, to the point where His Excellency himself was so excited about this Fugu thing that happened the way it did, and he said that they are saying that I said they should wear Fugu on Wednesdays, but I don't know why I said that. I said I did. And he said, "Oh, of course, it's you." You know, and he said that he didn't get the information early, so that day he wasn't wearing it. But going forward, he'll try and wear Fugu as well, and it shows. Look, I don't need to preach to you about how President Mahama believes in this sector. I am an example of what he thinks of the sector.
The fact that he put you there.
The fact that he put one of the people from the sector in the space, and his actions show. Sometimes is about what you're thinking. We can't be in your head all the time until you verbalize it or until you put it into action that we believe it. And he's lived it. His dress says, look, the day he held that akufna,
the sword
of state, in that resplendent agbada and
with the golden touch.
Oh boy,
you felt goosebumps.
Listen, the whole world, everybody I know who watched that, either in the moment or after, had something positive to say about that.
Last year, the UN General Assembly was a small, very beautiful, colorful one.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's no doubt in what he thinks of what the potentials are. Whether the resources of the country is able to back the words that we say, it's a matter that we are still struggling to do. But it is also the opportunity for businesses to come and put your money behind what we do. You will reap it. It's low-hanging fruit. You will reap that resource.
Mamaga, you are done. Thank you so much. God bless you too. This has been Face to Face on Channel One Television. I'm Umaru Sanda Amado. We'll be back again next week with more. Please stay with us.